Hey guys, Italian Man here, and today I am going to be explaining why you should never buy a Jaguar for a project car. Now, I made this exact mistake. I bought a 1973 Jaguar XJ6 for $400 about a year ago now, and ever since then, I've been regretting it more and more and more. And this is the car. 1973 Jaguar XJ6, obviously the spray paint, we added that, also added the little things like that. But besides that, when I first got this thing, I didn't care what it looked like, I didn't care what the body looked like, I didn't care it had terrible paint. All I cared is, the internals, the engine and all that. And the engine cranks, right? I obviously don't have a battery in right now, so I can't show you, but believe me, it cranks. And the owner said, oh, it probably just needs, new spark plugs, slight spark issue, which, yeah, it was a spark issue, but it went way, way, way deeper than that. Now, one thing about these cars is they are deceivingly cheap. $400 for a Jaguar? Wow, I can't wait to just be rolling in luxury and all that. And that's what I thought, that's what me and my friend thought, But when we actually got down to working on this, we realized these things are impossible to work on, Like, every single thing, even the interior, everything in the interior, it is so terrible to work on. Oh my god, that's moldy. Okay, we should probably take that out, but yeah. No, it leaks, it's terrible, got holes in the floor, and I saw that, I didn't care about it, Who cares about oh my god, that is full of water. Who cares about holes in the floor, It's a Jaguar, I can tell people, hey, I drive a Jaguar, right? And, I thought, like, oh, wow, dual fuel tanks, which there's supposed to be a thing right there. Wow, dual fuel tanks and a really big trunk? Are you kidding me? For $400? But no, that's not how it happened. That's not what actually happened, It was impossible to work on this thing. Terrible to work on this thing. Do not buy a Jaguar as a project car. Unless it is already running, has had good maintenance, all that, do not buy one. This one was even worse for me. This is a California spec, as you can see with, the license plate, which I don't mind sharing because, oh, guys, travel back in time to 84 and look me up, guys. No, it's a California spec one. That means California emissions. This is an air pump. I kind of, shittily removed it, This used to connect down to here. This is a one-way valve thing, and it would, it'd spray gas or it'd spray air into the exhaust, after it's been combusted. It'd spray in there, so it somehow emissions something. And then there was also this little thing which went all the way around over to there, I think, and it was like a little thing like EGR kind of thing, and I got rid of that, but it's all so complicated, and I feel like if they just added catalytic converters, which this thing doesn't have, I think it would have been, I think they should have just done that instead of adding all this complicated machinery that would break in a decade or two. And yeah, also, guys, I've got all my brake fluid, guys. But yeah, no, just take it from me. Don't buy a Jaguar. Please do not buy a Jaguar. Really, really, really bad idea. Deceivingly cheap. Yeah, anyways. That was Italian Man telling you, don't buy a Jaguar. Peace out.